I just figured, so, the information portion each week has been, kind of a uh, brief, introduction to, the chakras and how they sort of aligned up with Maslow's hierarchy. That's kind of what we focused. And so, just kind of, I figured we could do a brief review and then talk about what that looks like for us in terms of the whole cycle. Then I figured we could choose a meditation practice that we'd like to do. I can either do a guided one, or I have the loving kindness meditation, the song. Um, and then I figured we'd check out in wellness just like we do, and then figure out what next steps are if we want to continue next time. So, so just a brief review of these things, looking at our root chakra and how it connects with um, our physiological needs as part of the Maslow's hierarchy, and comparing it to um, yeah, just the diagram that shows where the root chakra is technically located. And then following up into session 2, where we were looking at the sacral chakra and how it sort of tied into our safety needs. The third week, we looked at our solar plexus, and, in terms of the uh, chakra system, the first three, so the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, kind of representing also our physical bodies, so our organs, their function, our digestive system, all of those things, and then how it's sort of linked in with the belonging and love needs of the hierarchy model, and esteem needs. And then, of course, we looked at the heart chakra, and we compared how it sort of lined up with the model, looking at aesthetic needs, cognitive, esteem, and the belonging and love needs. Our throat chakra, and how it tied in with aesthetic, cognitive, self-actualization, and then even tying into the transcendent needs. So just comparing to where, I talked about, like, when we look at the hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy, how he talks about how esteem needs, belonging and love and all that stuff, like those deficiency needs are needed to be in balance for us in order to be able to achieve the growth type needs. So in terms of the chakra system, looking at it like, looking at our how our physical health really helps drive the ship for our mental health. And for me, that's kind of why I compare those things, because in my own experience, if especially with the bariatric surgery and the things that I like, the chronic pain that I live with and stuff like that, like if those things are flared up and drawing a lot of my energy and attention, then it's really hard to do the stuff that helps me feel okay and safe and connected and able to access emotions and thoughts that aren't linked to my personal suffering. And then self-actualization, looking at the third eye chakra. So, in our physical bodies, this is where our brains are. This is where our fuck, I can't think of the word. Is it the pineal gland, where it's deep inside our core, and it's actually sensitive to light. Um, and so also just kind of reflecting on yeah, again, on how our thoughts and our feelings and the things that we connect to ourselves and the things we say to ourselves connect to our overall well-being. And then we wrapped it up with the crown chakra, and that's the piece where it ties into the self-actualization, how we see ourselves, our personal potential, our sense of, growth and experiencing, and then that sort of transcendent need um, to actually like connect with others and to see how those experiences align and to sort of pay it forward to a certain degree, I guess, especially when it comes to um, the principles behind the teachings around chakras and Buddhism and things like this. Uh, so that's kind of a review of how we compared to the seven chakras to the Maslow's hierarchy. And again, I didn't invent anything there. This is all sort of open access public information. This was more or less just meant to guide our discussions. And so welcome, Dakota. So our full sessions, when I was saying in the beginning that I did the kind of math around it. So when I edited the videos, and the recordings, our full sessions came to 8 hours and 18 minutes of practice. The information portion of that, so when we were talking about the technical parts, that equated to 38 minutes and 55 seconds over that period of time. The meditation portion of our practice in these sessions was an hour and 18 minutes and 57 seconds worth of meditating. And we did 6 hours and 22 minutes of connecting and discussing with each other. So like, I love that, because that's actually the whole point to this, is that we are creating a practice, but we're also developing a community of support and wisdom and knowledge and experience with each other. And then as a group, over the course of these 7 sessions, we developed 66 affirmations, which I believe everybody who came participated in creating in some way.